What's up, guys? It's time for another Morphogen product breakdown. So I put up a poll on one of my Instagram stories and Facebook stories and had a vote. It was between Morphodrive, the new nutrient partitioning product, and Morphobolic, which is a non-hormonal muscle growth product. So I looked at the results. Looked like Morphobolic actually won the vote. So that's what we're going to talk about. Ingredient list on this is pretty short, so this won't be a super long video, but as always, I like to go over just the summary, and you can find all these bullet points on the actual products. It tells you essentially what you can expect from the product and what the benefits may be. So may assist with body recomposition, may assist with strength and power output, with protein synthesis and muscle mass accrual, potentially increase IGF and insulin sensitivity, may assist with anabolic effects of exercise, may assist with fat loss, may assist with decreasing muscle wasting, may assist with excess cortisol, safe for men and women, can be used year round, does not need cycle. So normally you see this kind of product and you think, like a testosterone booster or some kind of hormonal modulating product. It's not really what it is. Now it does have some hormonal benefits to it, but as you see how I get into it, it's a little bit different than what you would typically think of in this product category, and it complements all those types of products well. So if you're somebody that's using Morphotest, for example, this complements it really well. Okay, so first ingredient is ursolic acid. So that's from rosemary extract. This has been around for a little while, had a lot of buzz when it originally came out. There are quite a few, but there are animal studies on the product, and there is actually at least one decent human study that I know of, and that's what a lot of the research is based off of, in terms of dosing. So in that study, it looked like about 450 milligrams was the dose 3 times a day. That's how it's dosed in the Morphobolic. So you'll find a 450 milligram dose. So it may help with increased power output, help with IGF production. It may, and there's a couple other small benefits in there that not a lot of people know about. People typically hear about the power output, possibly fat loss, but it actually helps potentially boost a fat, I guess you call it a fat fighting hormone called irisin. And irisin is interesting because it wasn't really very well known until probably the last 10 years, if that. So irisin's a cool fat fighting hormone, and that's where some of the potential fat loss benefits may come from. Not just the fact that it's kind of seen as like a nutrient partitioning or recomposition agent. Okay, so next one is arachidonic acid. Now with arachidonic acid, this is a pro-inflammatory omega-6 fatty acid. A lot of people know about this. It's been around for a long time. If you've ever used good arachidonic acid in correct dosing, you'll actually find that you do get sore from it. So while it actually does have some immunosupportive benefits, it is pro-inflammatory. That's the whole point. But it's going to be used for an acute inflammation. So it's typically dosed, prior to exercise, anywhere in the 1,000, 2,000 milligram range. Morphobolic uses a 1,500 milligram dose, which is research supported. So that's going to give you right in that sweet spot. It does work. I've used several arachidonic acid products, and like I said, if you use a good product that has the proper dosing, it will definitely enhance the muscle breakdown and acute inflammatory response of training. So the one thing about this is that I find with a lot of people that they have less nervous system capacity than they have capacity for muscular recovery. So especially in like a muscle growth phase, for example, you have sufficient calories, you have sufficient growth materials. So it's really not that difficult unless you're super stressed or just, doing something terribly wrong or overtraining grossly, that you are not going to recover from a muscular standpoint. But the CNS recovery becomes a little bit harder because there's so many other factors that go into it. So if you can kind of match the two, now we're getting more muscle breakdown, more pro-inflammatory, acute response there. we're really getting the most out of our training at that point. So that's why, this makes a great ingredient. Now, it's not anything that is going to cause any issues in terms of people hear omega-6 fatty acid. No, it's not going to contribute to like arteriosclerosis or anything like that. All right, so the last ingredient is laxasterone, and that is the patented form of, I believe it's pronounced 5-A-hydroxylaxagenin or something along those lines. Now, you will see this in some other products. This is just the patented form. We do use patented forms of a lot of these ingredients just to ensure, quality, purity, consistency within the product. So a couple things about this. It has been shown to have some anabolic and androgenic effects. That's where, why it fits into this product well, but it does not cause suppression or any kind of, liver toxicity or anything like that where you find from like an oral anabolic. So, obviously that's going to fit into a non-hormonal product like this. Now, with this in the oral form, laxasterone's doesn't have really great bioavailability. So we've actually microencapsulated it, so it's a lot more bioavailable. That's kind of the kicker here, is that to make the ingredient actually work, it has to absorb. So again, microencapsulated, that's going to make it a lot more absorbable and make it a lot more effective. So you actually getting what you pay for here. So with this, we use 100 milligrams, which is again clinical dose of the patented form. So you're definitely getting the sufficient amount. And yeah, guys, that is it. That's 3 ingredients. It's a super versatile product. Personally, I like to use it with a lot of clients in, like I said, in a muscle growth phase. It works really well. Probably the only time I wouldn't use it is just like right before a contest. That's really the only time that I wouldn't use it. Obviously with like the acute inflammatory response and the fact that recovery is already probably a little bit down at that point. Outside of that, it can be used, in most situations. So again, that's Morphobolic. You can find it on the Morphogen website. I will link everything up as I always do. And thank you guys for watching.